come from different places, different paths, different spaces, bringing so many questions, bringing our pain. We come from different families. Each of us has a story. We all come from different places, different paths, different spaces, bringing so many questions, bringing our pain. We come from different families. Each of us has a story. Stumbling into the light, I see people like you and me. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we value complete acceptance of who we are. In this room, we walk towards complete forgiveness. In this room, we learn. The learning never ends. And we can choose anytime we want to begin again. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, there's gold dust in the air. In this room, possibility everywhere. In this room we stand when our hearts are torn. In this room, a new way of being together is being born. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we open our hearts. In this room, we grow together. In this room, we accept one another. In this room, and we learn to love. In this room, we bow our heads. In this room, we know each other. In this room, in this room. We all come from different places, different paths, different spaces, bringing so many questions, bringing our pain. We come from different families. Each of us has a story. Stumbling into the light, I see people like you and me. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts, and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we value complete acceptance of who we are. In this room, we walk towards complete forgiveness. In this room, we learn. The learning never ends, and we can choose anytime we want to begin again. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts, and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, there's gold dust in the air. In this room, possibilities everywhere. In this room, we stand when our hearts are torn. In this room, a new way of being together is being born. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we open our hearts. In this room, we grow together. In this room, we accept one another. In this room, and we learn to love. In this room, we bow our heads. In this room, we know each other. In this room, in this room. We all come from different places, different paths, different spaces, bringing so many questions, bringing our pain. We come from different families. Each of us has a story. Stumbling into the light, I see people like you and me. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we value complete acceptance of who we are. In this room, we walk towards complete forgiveness. In this room, we learn. The learning never ends. And we can choose anytime we want to begin again. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, there's gold dust in the air. In this room, possibilities everywhere. In being together is being born. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we open our hearts. In this room, we grow together. In this room, we accept one another. In this room, and we learn to love. In this room, we bow our heads. In this room, we know each other. In this room, in this room. We all come from different places, different paths, different spaces, bringing so many questions, bringing our pain. We come from different families. Each of us has a story. Stumbling into the light, I see people like you and me. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we value complete acceptance of who we are. In this room, we walk towards complete forgiveness. In this room, we learn. The learning never ends. And we can choose anytime we want to begin again. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free.
Good morning, Columbia CSL. I am happy to be here. I'm happy you're here, and I'm just happy. Let's welcome Aaron Hill on keys. Gary Hardnett on all the toys. Brandon Bourne on the bass. And Noah Rivera on the drums. And I am Jamie Craig, happy to see you. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Yeah. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let's do that again. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. I'm back. Everybody, get off your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Woo! Miss Deborah, we would welcome you up here.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Deborah Ellis, and I am one of your licensed practitioners here in service this morning. Yeah. Welcome to our Sunday celebration. Whether you're here in person or joining us virtually, we greatly appreciate it if you would help bring more of us together in spiritual community by sharing this live stream on whatever social media platforms you use, whatever's convenient for you. If this is your first time here at Columbia Center, welcome. We want you to know whoever you are, whatever spiritual path you're on, and wherever you are on that spiritual path, you are welcome and celebrated here. Our vision is contributing to a world that works for everyone. We are a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. Guided by Spirit, together we build a joyously engaged, inclusive community intent on uplifting and transforming lives. We are a welcoming, inclusive spiritual center where everyone can be seen and heard. We lovingly practice the principles of science of mind in the world. So here are a few ways that you can connect with and engage in spiritual community. There are 2 live-streamed daily spiritual practice offerings, 365 days of richer living, a reading, a meditation, and a prayer at 6 a.m. Eastern Time daily. Just for today, eclectic readings, interactive discussion, meditation and prayer, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday through Saturday. And that happens on Facebook. There are 2 online spiritual book studies, and here are your options. The Numinous Factor, The Spiritual Basis of Science and of Life by John L. Walker. That happens on Tuesday evenings from 5 to 6:30 on Zoom only. Build the Life You Want, The Art and Science of Getting Happier by Arthur C. Brooks and Oprah Winfrey. Thursday evenings from 6:30 to 8. And boy, are we having a good time in that study. So you are welcome, welcome. Are you the missing piece? Are you the missing piece? There are numerous current Sunday service opportunities. We have the video tech team, the audio team, the welcome team, the hospitality team, readers, community values, and presiders. Monthly town hall gathering will happen this Wednesday, February 26th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom. You can use the registration button in the newsletter or on the website and get the notice for the Zoom link. The welcome calendar is that slide up there? I can't see behind me. Columbia Center, columbiacsl.com/events. You may email your questions to info@columbiacsl.com. You can call, text our office at 410-750-8559. So, speaking of engagement, we come together on Sundays to celebrate life, so let's get to it with our next community song.
All right. You ready to let that thankfulness show on your face? Because you know me, you gotta see it on your face. All right. Stand with me if you will. You don't have to. You can dance, you can sit, you can lay on the floor, I don't care. But we're gonna have some fun in here. Okay? Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing day. Just go with me. This healing. I got it right. Day. Let's do that again. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing day. This healing day. In case you didn't get the memo, thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing day. This healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Share the love. Spend for these wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful friends. Let's do that again. Thank you for this friend, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful friends. my wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Life! Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit, thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit, thank you for my wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. My opulent, my opulent, opulent wealth. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. For this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. So we do two things. One, we have 7 community values, and so we just cycle through those. And so this is a time where I invite anybody who wants to share what is alive in them related to our community value today of love. You have 2 minutes to share whatever is alive in you at this moment. Any takers? Well, come on. Here.
It's me. All right.
There you go.
I'm being brave. Hi, everybody. I am so thrilled, so excited seeing people I haven't seen for a lot of years who are familiar to me because you have shared this spiritual journey with me somewhere along the way. It's fantastic to welcome you. I am so excited. This is pure joy, and I can't believe I stood up in order to say it, but you know, somebody's got to kick it off, and I love you. I am so happy to see you. Thank you.
Okay.
We couldn't all sit together and be like a little clique, but we did it anyway.
So for the years that I've been in this community, I have learned a lot about love. A lot of it being loving myself, because in order to love all of you, I really need to love myself first. And the principles have helped me do that. And then being able to connect with whoever I connect with and see the God in you and see the love in you. Sometimes it's not always easy, but the more I do it, the better it is.
Our leaders are but trusted servants, they do not govern.
Except for when they do.
We're going to talk about that today.
Thankful for you. I'm thankful for you. Hello, everybody. I give gratitude for the inclusion of this community in the mindset of integrity, but with the kindness from the depths of their heart. To just stand and be of service in what we all call love which is, I would say, us doing the best that we can given the circumstances and situation. But our desire to do that through that love is to find that joy so that we can then give gratitude one more time. I'm glad that you hold this as a community value. I'm glad that we hold this as community values.
So for those of you who weren't part of the process, they truly are community values. We started off with a list of 100 values, and through a process of engagement and people selecting what was important, what surfaced were these 7 for this community. And for those of you who are new, there was a divine idea in the mind of creation that appears a bit nuts in the human realm. I invited questions from the community because what occurred to me in meditation was that this is your community, this is your service, and I can say what is alive in me, but that may not be what you want or need to hear. So I invited questions from the community. And so I don't know the context of the talk until Sunday morning. When I spin this, and wherever it lands, I have an overarching, we're doing the second part of tradition 2 in the recovery process. For our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God, as he may express himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants, they do not govern. This morning we're doing the back half of that. Our leaders are but trusted servants, they do not govern. And so let's see how that's going to get contextualized. The question is, how do you do this for a career? Because truly, when I invite whatever questions you have, I mean it. You may notice that there is a 3-letter question on the board that somebody added. So there it is. All right. And so now we're going to move on with our service. We have our candle lighting ritual. Megan's going to come and be our reader. Then we have a sacred reading. Then we will go into a meditation time. And then Deborah, our practitioner this morning, will bring us out of the meditation with our opening spiritual mind treatment.
Hello. Our founder, Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, was a dedicated study and great synthesizer, identifying the common and connecting threads within various religions, philosophies, and ancient wisdom teachings of the world. Science of Mind is the synthesis of Ernest Holmes' lifetime of study. Let us breathe together as we light a candle honoring some of these faith traditions. As we light the first candle, we honor Christianity as a path of love and forgiveness. As we light the second candle, we honor Buddhism as a path of compassion and 4 noble truths. As we light the third candle, we honor Judaism as a path of ethical living through sacred law. As we light the fourth candle, we honor Baha'i as a path of unity and peace. As we light the fifth candle, we honor Islam as a path of surrendering to the will of God as the highest calling. As we light the sixth candle, we honor Confucianism as a path of deliberate tradition. As we light the seventh candle, we honor Taoism as a path of harmony and balance. As we light the eighth candle, we honor all indigenous peoples' traditions as paths that recognize and honor spirit in all of creation. As we light the ninth candle, we honor Shintoism as a path of optimism and the inherent goodness of humanity. As we light the 10th candle, we honor Hinduism as a path of knowledge, action, and devotion. As we light the 11th candle, we honor Akan as a path that honors the divine, ancestors, and nature. As we light the 12th candle, we honor all New Thought philosophies as a path of adherence to the universal spiritual principles of love and law. As we light this final candle, we honor the multiplicity and diversity within the wholeness of creation as sacred. Namaste, and so it is. Today's sacred reading is an excerpt from pages 143 to 144 of The Science of Mind, a complete course of lessons in the science of mind and spirit, 1926. It can also be found on pages 334 to 335 of The Science of Mind, A Philosophy, a Faith, a Way of Life, 1938. What the mystics have taught. Without exception, all of the mystics have taught that there is but one ultimate reality, and this ultimate reality is here now, if we could but see it. The great mystics have been illumined, that is, they have at times seen through the veil of matter and perceived the spiritual universe. They have taught that the kingdom of God is now present and needs but to be realized. And they have apparently sensed that this kingdom is within. Mystics have all seen the same thing, and their testimony is in no way confusing. This is because the spirit within them has borne witness to the truth. One of the most illuminating things that mysticism has revealed is that evil is not an ultimate reality. Evil is simply an experience of the soul on its journey towards reality. It is not an entity, but an experience necessary to self-unfoldment. It is not a thing of itself, but simply a misuse of power. It will disappear when we stop looking at it or believing in it. We cannot stop believing in it as long as we indulge in it. So the mystic has always taught the race to turn from evil and do good.
In the silence, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken joy. In the silence, there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence find God, I find myself. So I wait for these precious moments, and I hear all can never be said, and right here in this holy silence, I find God. Find God. I find myself.
Allowing your next breath to be a little bit deeper into the silence. Recognizing the allness of life that is present right here and right now. It is the heartbeat of all of life, all that is seen and all that is unseen. It is present in and through every cell, every organism, every sentient being. It is the allness of life, and there is no spot that this mighty spirit, this great presence that is sustaining and uplifting all of life, there is no spot. It is not. It is that activity back of life that is giving to itself, forever propelling everything forward. It is my heartbeat. It is my breath. And so as I know this truth in this moment, I recognize and with great certainty speak a word of blessing that this breath, this life, is all of life. It is forever giving. It is present in and through each challenge, each moment of contemplation, each moment of considering all the options and which direction to go and who to be and how to express, and a deep allowing of the willingness to let it be known, to give it voice, to let it out. And deep courage and expression of all that wants to be known as it, as life. So it's from this place that I speak a word of blessing this morning for our service, claiming, affirming, and knowing that everything is unfolding and evolving as it is called forth in each being in this allness of life. And so I recognize that all is well, and that there is a spot in all of life, in each expression of life, where no harm has ever come. And so we rest in that and allow that to be our launching pad into greater life, forever spiraling up and giving. I'm so grateful this morning. Grateful for the coming together of this spiritual community. Grateful for the joining of more hands. The grateful for just so much this morning. So I give thanks. And I anchor now. And I let it go and let it be. And so it is.
Where are you now when darkness seems to win? Where are you now when the world is crumbling? Oh, I hear you say, look up, child. Hey, hey, look up, child. Hey, hey. Where when all I feel is doubt. Oh, where are you now when I can't figure it out? Oh, I hear you say, look up, child. Hey, hey, sing with me. Look up, child. Hey, hey, look up, child. Hey, hey, look up, child. Hey, hey. You're not threatened by the war. You're not shaken by the storm. I know you're in control. Even in our suffering, even when you can't be seen, I know you're in control. Oh, I hear you say, look up, child. Yeah, hey, hey, look up, child. 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 Come on, try it. Hey, hey, look up, child. Hey, hey, look up, child. Hey, hey, look up, child. Hey, hey. 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 Look up. That's gonna stick with you.
Only have one head, but I wear many hats. Let's take a breath together. So, for those of you who have been following the CSL themes, we're not doing that this year. Our theme this year is first things first. First thing first. Because what came alive in me when I was visioning for this year was that we have a ton of knowledge. We got a lot of stuff in our heads, but we don't have a lot of tools, a lot of concrete nuts and bolts tools. And most folks are aware that I have 42 years in 12-step recovery. And those are the most simple, accessible spiritual tools that I have ever run across for living a spiritual life in the practical, everyday activities of being a human being. And so we are going through, and the traditions are applicable to the same way to any community. I dream of an international government that uses the 12 traditions of recovery because they are brilliant. And seriously, think about it. If these steps and these traditions can help millions of drunks and junkies figure it out, I'm just saying there might be some powerful things going on there. There just might be. So, that's what we're doing this year. February, see, and here's the easy part. There's 12 months, 12 steps, 12 traditions. The planning did itself, right? So the first 2 weeks we do the steps. And the second 2 weeks we do the tradition. Today, we're doing the back half of the second tradition. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. Now I know most of you, and I'm pretty sure if I made a list of who, I'd be right on target, just went, yeah, right. Because we're in an atmosphere where it certainly feels like there is no leader and we're only being governed. Right? What does governance mean? First of all, it comes from the Greek root meaning to steer. To steer. Now think about leadership. You have to lead from where? The front. You can't lead from the back. That's called pushing. Okay. Leadership, even a pet lead, right? You're in the front. So leadership demands that leaders get there first in order to steer anybody in the right direction. Otherwise, there is actually an agricultural reason that humanity is often referred to as sheep, and it's not an uplifting one. Sheep are so deeply herd entrenched animals. If the lead sheep walks off a cliff, the whole herd will follow them right off the cliff. So I invite you to consider that you're not a sheep, that you can see the cliff coming, even if the leader doesn't. If I'm headed off the cliff, please alert me. Hello, do you see the cliff? Because maybe I don't. But certainly, if I go over, do not come with me. That's not leadership. That's oops. And one that may or may not be recoverable in this human realm. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. How many consciousness are there? One. How many minds are there? One. What's governing us? One mind. One mind must be self-governing. Must be. There's nothing outside of it to govern it. Right? The problem is we have all stopped knowing that. We have all surrendered our birthright to something outside of us. And beloveds, as ugly as it is to accept, that is 100% victim consciousness. 100%. It says, I am a victim of governance. No, you're not. Only if you put your focus in the physical realm. Your birthright is consciousness. You are made of consciousness. You are mind in form. You're mind in body. Now, I know that's a lot for us to wrap our heads around in the physical realm, right? One of the most illuminating things that mystics have revealed is that evil is not an ultimate authority. an ultimate reality. Evil is simply an experience of the soul on its journey toward reality. If we get off the journey, if we give up and sit on the sidelines, we're not a victim of governance. We're a participant. Because we're saying, okay, you're in charge, I'm not. And every time we do that, we throw away the power of our birthright to be a part of the solution. Why? Because we don't see it immediately. Right? We like immediate results. That's why our world is filled with convenience stores. We'll pay more money to get it quick. Right? You get the same thing if you drive 3 feet further and go to the grocery store, but you'd have to walk 10 extra steps. But I'll pay $5 more because it's quick, it's convenient. Creation doesn't work on our time clock. We created time and space in order to navigate this human realm. It's temporal. If humanity ceases to exist, pretty sure time and space goes with it. Because it's not needed. Right? We need it, so we live in it, but we don't have to govern ourselves by it. My friend and mentor, Reverend Dr. Deborah L. Johnson, founder of Inner Light Ministries in Santa Cruz, California, was on a panel at a prayer symposium. And somebody was challenging her about the idea that all prayers are answered. And they were challenging her in a pretty confrontational, ugly way. That it was all a bunch of crap. Wasn't true. All prayers are not answered. And Rev D went within. She closed her eyes and she just went within for about 30 seconds. Now, Rev D is an African-American lesbian. And when she opened her eyes, this is what she said. I am the answered prayer of my ancestors. I am the answered prayers of my ancestors. Because she's not enslaved. And she lives her life as she chooses. You are the answered prayer of our metaphysical ancestors. We are the answered prayer of these mystics that continue to teach us. I've talked to many of you concerned about the world we're leaving for our children. What prayer will be answered in their lives that you're praying? See, because if you're praying for demise to stop, you're praying for demise. Every thought in mind is eternal. What thoughts are you adding? You cannot neutralize acid by removing the acid. Right? Have any scientists in here? You can't remove, you've got a beaker full of acid. You can't take the acid out. But you can add chemicals to neutralize it. What are you adding to neutralize the misuse of creation? What are you adding to neutralize the misuse of power? What are you adding? Because every one of us has the power and the privilege to add what we want. But if we keep focusing and flooding our attention and our energy to what we don't want, guess what happens? What you don't want just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, right? Exactly. Come here, Jamie. Push. Can you resist if I do this?
Oh, that was a hell of a setup.
Do you see what's required to resist? You have to keep the thing you don't want. You're locked in with it. You're locked in with it. That's why what you resist persists, because you insist on it being present so you can resist it. If it's not there, there's no resistance. That's on you. I beg you, as one who lives in this world with you, stop it. Stop it. Dare to do the work. Dare to do the work. Become aware of what's operating in your thoughts and challenge it and right the ship. Right? Govern is a nautical term for steering a ship. There's lots of things that happen if you steer the ship incorrectly. Right? Maybe it's not ready to channel right directly into the wave. Sometimes that's helpful. Sometimes it's not. Depends on the size of the wave. Sometimes, if you've ever sailed, you tack back and forth. It's not a straight line. So maybe we need to tack. I don't know. But here's what I do know. Each one of us is infinite intelligence in form. Everything we need to know is already 100% available as you. More than in you, it is you. You are made of it. And so it's as simple as claiming and affirming. I am infinite intelligence in form. Everything I need to know is already present in me. I choose to know it now. And then when it shows up, you get to choose. Are you going to follow it? Are you going to be self-governing and do what consciousness as you is seeking to do? Or are you going to go back to the sideline and point fingers? I'm not going to pretend that everybody in this room has the same opinion, because they don't. Right? About anything. We just don't. If we did, there'd only need to be one of us here. Right? We are an expansion of creation's experience of itself. No two of us are supposed to be alike. We're just not. I want to wrap up with this. Last night I watched something I had never seen before that made me so incredibly proud to live in this state. The Black History Oratory Competition. Never seen that. Heard about them, but never seen it on national TV coverage in an area. Oh my God. And the winner is going to close us out. And I invite you to listen carefully to what this 16-year-old young woman has to say. It is poignant, it is purposeful, it is spiritual, and it is my prayer.
My name is Veronica King, and I'm a junior at the Mercy High School of Baltimore. We are all bound up together in one great bundle of humanity, and society cannot trample on the weakest and feeblest of its members without receiving the curse on its own soul. This quote by Frances Ellen Watkins Harper is painfully true. We were meant to live in community with one another, where we embrace everyone's differences and utilize their unique strengths for the betterment of said community. It's disheartening that throughout history, the value of each person's unique traits has been ignored, and rather caused separation between people based on trivial reasons, such as race, ethnicity, or phenotype. It's trivial because while we are all different, that is exactly what makes a well-functioning society. Having multifaceted people that are all inherently unique from one another. It is in the hyperfixation of these differences that we lose the potential to create a stronger society. It is the fear of the unknown and misunderstanding that causes people to act out in violence and oppression. Let's look at the early eras of racial divisions, for example. These divisions were not just drawn between African Americans and white people, no. They were drawn between different groups of white people as well. The English hated the Irish, the Dutch hated the English, etc. The wealthiest amongst these groups quickly realized that the number of enslaved African Americans and poor white people immensely outnumbered the amount of rich white people. To combat a potential uprising, these rich white men created militias and other outlets for power so that poor white men would feel a sense of superiority against their African American counterparts. This was all so that they would not come together and start an uprising against them. This facade of power became so intense, in fact, that the same conditions were replicated between some free and enslaved African Americans. This guise of superiority causes the indifference Watkins Harper speaks of in her excerpt. Even with the installation of movements like women's suffrage, many white people, especially women, were indifferent to the harsh physical, spiritual, and societal conditions Black Americans faced. This was in exchange for the potential bettering of conditions for them. People who claimed to be abolitionists stayed silent when people like Watkins Harper stated that no matter what rights you give to white women, until the U.S. becomes so colorblind that I can walk down the street and get on the same bus as white people, America will never be free. The indifference of the oppressor to change the conditions of the oppressed is what keeps society from reaching its fullest potential. This is the curse Watkins Harper speaks of. This curse is not a spiritual manifestation, no, but the physical representation of the current state of our world. The violence, detestation, and bloodshed that takes place throughout our world is the physical manifestation of the effects of failing to take care of the weakest and feeblest members of our society. This is why the world is in such shambles. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stated from his letter from Birmingham jail, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So until we as a community learn to embrace our differences and utilize the unique strengths of each individual, we will never reach our fullest potential. We must reverse the curse placed upon us due to the inaction of our forefathers and stand up against redundant, prejudiced rhetoric. It is only when we learn to do this that the curse will be lifted.
I invite you, take that in. Let that inform your prayer work. Let go of finger pointing and add what you want. Quit worrying about what you don't want. I'm not saying put your head in the sand and pretend you're not on planet Earth. I'm saying stop worrying about it. Stop focusing on it. Focus on what you want. Focus on spiritual principle. And above all, remember what faith is. It is the substance. The substance. That's what each of us is, the substance of things not seen. The evidence of things hoped for. That tells us if you want to see it, you have to see it before you see it. When we do see what we don't see, we will see what we haven't seen. Thank you. All right, Miss Deborah, back to you.
Let's take a breath together. Beautiful. Okay. I have to find. So there are several ways to give here today. You can text the word give to 410-498-6175. You can mail a check to 659 Cog Court, Millersville, Maryland, 21108. Or you can access our giving portal on our website, columbiacsl.donate. Once accessed, you can give a one-time gift, or you can set up a reoccurring gift. If you have any challenges, please reach out so we can assist you. So we're getting back into doing the presider here, so I'm trying to follow along. So thanks for following along with me. And I think now we'll ask the ushers to receive the gift. After? Oh, affirmation. Okay. I'm not saying. Okay. Let's say our giving affirmation together. As the musicians come up to set up, and as we move into our time of conscious giving, I affirm that the abundance of creation is my abundance. I give freely as creation gives to me. I give through Columbia Center for Spiritual Living to ensure its continued availability to all spiritual seekers. Now, ushers, please receive the gifts.
This is a brand new song from the universe, as I call it when I do these downloads. And of course, it goes with the teaching, because God's just funny like that. It's called Don't Have to Wait. And my favorite verse, my favorite word from the I don't have to wait for tomorrow or healing assurance. I'm not on borrowed time. It's all mine. Get this. Everything I need, all I ask for, love is the way. Faith is my anchor for all time. It's all mine. Check it out. My acceptance brings it forth. The mountains move, and of course I move too, 'cause it's true. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait. Nothing's at stake. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait. God's my rock, I stand firm upon it. Nothing shakes me, God's always on it for all time. It's all mine. Oh, fear must flee when truth answers the door. Faith comes in, there on the dance floor. Freedom's mine for all time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My acceptance brings it forth. Mountains move, and of course I move too, 'cause it's true. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait. Nothing's coming late. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait. I'm not too late. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait. Faith is all it takes. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait.
All right. So we've done. All right. So, prayer requests. Requests for prayer. You can send a request for prayer by email to prayer@cslcolumbia.com. Or you can complete the form over there with your prayer request, and we will pray on that for you for the week. So please be sure to include all the details of what you would like in your prayer request so that we can be sure, to the best of our ability, honor your prayer request. Oh. And right after service, I will be right over here for if you'd like a prayer. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. The consciousness of, so now we're going to do the affirmation. Can you guys see it up there? Okay. Oh, speak a blessing of the offering. Here's the offering. I speak a word of blessing for these precious gifts in the form of money that uplift and sustain and do good work in the world. So thankful, so grateful for these and so much more. And so it is. All right. So now we're going to do our affirmation. Not yet.
This is where it gets a little cuckoo. Okay, so we have some thank yous.
Okay, you're going to do it.
No,
You want me to do it?
we're going to do it
Okay,
together.
Okay, we'll do it together.
Because thank you
Aw.
thank you for climbing out on the limb to be the presider.
You're welcome.
It was one of those hazards of living with the minister when she says, "What's the presider do?" I'm like, "I'm so glad you asked." Thank you to our Musicians, what a gift to have you back. Woo! Thank you, Jamie Hudson Craig. Thank you, Aaron Hill. Thank you, Brandon Bourne, Noah Rivera, and Gary Hartnett. Woo! Thank you, Jesse and Zita, for doing our live stream.
And thank you, Megan Rivera, for being our reader.
And thank you, Deborah Ellis, for being our licensed practitioner today.
Hospitality, Danielle.
And Sylvia.
And Sylvia. Thank you, Sylvia and Danielle.
Laura Service, who is like, when your last name is Service, you're kind of there, right? So thank you for being our welcomer this morning.
And thank you, Rebecca, for being our online engager this morning. And for our ushers, Dale.
And who else was an usher? Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
All right.
Yay!
Now.
Okay.
Now.
All right. So for our affirmation. So first, I'm just going to read it through. And then if you'd like to read it with me, that would be great. The consciousness of one must be self-governing. I am an individualized expression of this one. The consciousness of one must be self-governing. I am an individualized expression of this one. All right, so Jamie's got it now. And I just want to say quickly, so if you do want a prayer, please come right on over, okay, after the service. Thank you.
This is not a solo. This is our community song that we did in January. All the things that I have held dear, vanities that whispered in my ear. What would I do if they all disappeared? Riches and fame and all that they could buy, I've come to find they never satisfy. What would I gain if my soul's the prize? I don't want to love what the world loves. I don't want to chase what the world does. I only want you. I only want you. First things first, I seek your will, not my own. Surrender all my wants to you. Keep the first thing first. To live your truth, walk your ways, set my eyes, Lord, I fix my face on you. Keep the first things first. Keep the first thing first. I give it all, my life an offering. My heart is yours, so have your way in me. Your kingdom's all I want to see. I don't want to love what the world loves. I don't want to chase what the world does. I only want you. I only want you. First things first, I seek your will, not my own. Surrender all my wants to you. Keep the first thing first. To live your truth, walk your ways, set my eyes, Lord, I fix my face on you. Keep all my desires reversed. To keep the first things first. Keep the first thing first. all my desires reversed. Keep the first thing first. Oh, keep the first thing first. Oh, first thing first, I seek your will, not my own. Surrender all my wants to you. Keep the first thing first. To live your truth, walk your ways, set my eyes. Lord, I fix my face on you. All my desires reversed. Keep the first thing first. Oh, to keep the first thing first. All my desires reversed. To keep the first thing first. Keep the first thing first. Thank you, CSL, for being here, being you. Keep the first things first, and remember, you don't have to wait. Have a great week.
Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table. Loving kindnesses to me. Living Spirit, I am grateful, loving Spirit, for the way, for this rich, abundant living every single day. And I give thanks for the knowing. I give thanks for the way your love is overflowing every time I pray. And I thank you, God, for one good day. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table. Loving kindness says to me, loving Spirit, I am grateful, loving Spirit, for the way, for this rich, abundant living.